Jay here for Stretford Paddock. This is Agree or Disagree, where we talk about Manchester United topics and we have a bit of a debate. We're going to be getting into Cristiano Ronaldo's latest comments and what they mean, and was he right about the fact that Manchester United, we should be challenging for titles. I'll get into exactly what he said, and then we're going to go through this team. We're going to look at this team. We're going to see how far off we are from having a title-winning squad. With me, as always, is Lauren. How are we?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm all right, man.
Good.
Yeah. You excited about this? This is going to be a quick debate, this one.
I think so.
Have we got a title-winning team? No. Okay, that's the end of that one then. Also, Chelsea's with us.
Yeah, I am.
How do you feel about this? Is this one where you're thinking, come on, Jay, what are we on about?
I don't know. I just feel like I'm not going to get called deluded in this video, so.
You're not?
No, I don't think I will.
Oh,
no.
You're doing something wrong. You're not
I
getting
think I'll
called
be an honest
on
one
this
this
channel. We've got no Joe Smith, as some people in the comments have already noticed. He will be back soon, though. He's away in a minute. Make sure you are getting involved in the comments and the chat, hitting that like button as well, please, people. Right, I'll explain what's going on with this debate. It's a bit of a hot topic, isn't it, debate? I mean, did you watch the one last night with Trump and Kamala Harris?
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Or did you have a life and didn't stay up till 4 in the morning
Absolutely
to watch that?
No.
Right, okay, that's just me then. Right, moving swiftly on.
I was up at 4 a.m.
What was you? Oh, you could have caught the end of it. It was amazing. So, Ronaldo, speaking to Rio Fernandes, said, Manchester United, they need to rebuild everything, in my opinion. The coach, they say they cannot compete to win the league and the Champions League. Manchester United coach, you cannot say that. You're not going to fight to win the league or the Champions League. You have to mentally say, listen, maybe we don't have that potential, but I cannot say that. We're going to try. You have to try. Look, I get it. Yeah. There's a part of me that feels like that is pretty accurate, and you might not agree with what Ronnie said, or you might not be happy about him talking about Manchester United, because he has fell from favour a little bit with some United fans because of the old Piers Morgan thing and the fallout with Ten Hag and all the rest of it. But I do get the idea that as a Manchester United manager and as a Manchester United fan, we should be looking at the season going, right, we're going to be challenging for the league.
Yep.
We're not going to be challenging for the Champions League, we're not even in it. But that should be the mentality. So we think, okay then, how far off are we from having a title challenging team? So what we're going to do is we're going to go through each player and we're going to ask the question of, is this player capable of winning a title? And I don't want to talk about potential too much. We're going to talk about now, where we're at now. Because if we look at some of these players who are a bit younger, we could say in 5, 6, 7 years they might be, where we need them to be. Let's talk about where we're at now, and that should give us a bit of an idea where we're up to, how accurate Ronaldo is to be saying that, and would Erik ten Hag sound deluded if he came out and said, well, yeah, we should be winning the title. Joshua Bower says, what has Ronaldo Brown been saying now? It's the other Ronaldo. Do you know what I love about that? There was a video of Ronaldo the other day, and the first comment was, why does he call himself Ronaldo? Because it's his name. It's not like a nickname. Harry Potter says, like the video. Make sure you are hitting that like button. If you're not doing as well, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Right, let's start with the goalkeeper. So I'm going to make a statement. I'm going to say whether you agree or disagree.
This one's hard.
I know.
Yeah, I know. I think Andre Onana is good enough to win a title. Wow, is that 3 agrees? We all agree Andre Onana is good enough to win a title. I'm actually surprised at that. If I knew you two were going to do that, I might have changed my mind. I thought I had to be like the positive one.
No, last week I was behind him last week.
Right.
Oh, no, I wasn't.
Yeah, you weren't.
This is a change of...
So, I was a little bit like, I
you got to stick with him, considering he hasn't played any games that I'm aware of.
I've changed my opinion
since last week. You're like, no, he's rubbish. I've changed my mind in the week since we've not played.
It was different though, because it was, should we have got him over De Gea? Now it's like, can he win a title? Well, you'd hope so if we lost De Gea. But yeah, I think, as I said last week, he's not had a back four that he's been able to trust, because he's not had a consistent back four. So I think this season, if we have a stable back four that he can trust and rely on, he will then become more confident. And absolutely, I think he is a player that can win a title.
You think he can? People have pointed out in the chat, and get involved in the chat in the comments, let us know what you think. There's quite a lot of people who disagree. We've also got a poll running as well, so get involved in that. James Barry disagrees. Shaq Poi disagrees. Stephen Harris says he has won titles, several. I'm just looking at his honours here. He won the Eredivisie with Ajax 3 times. He won the Coppa Italia, and he was a UEFA Champions League runner-up with Inter Milan. I don't think he won a title with Inter Milan. So, I don't know. I don't think because you won a title with Ajax, that necessarily
It's different
means
to
you
the
can win
Premier League, innit?
Premier League.
Completely
The reason I say agree is I think as long as you're not a waste of space, I think as a goalkeeper you can win a title if you're decent, and I think he's decent. I think he does need to improve this season, and I'm a little bit concerned about him. I've said that, I said it last week. But I think there's a very good player there, and you saw him in that Champions League run, you saw him in some of those performances. We just need that consistency. So it's not an emphatic, I think he's a title winning keeper. I think he's capable of it, but we probably need to see a little bit more. Jacoya Trot says agree. I'll name this podcast later. Says agree. Santa Notch says, why do I call myself Notch? Right. I'm not going to go into all the sort of reserve players. Let's try and stick to what we think is the first team. Let's talk about
Can I
Luke.
just give my opinion on Onana?
Oh, did I not get your opinion? Wow.
I just sat here and I know what I'm going to say, but
I'm
he's
so
not
glad
coming
you
to
pointed
me.
that out, because that was spectacularly rude. Do you know what I mean? I don't know what's rude of me not giving you an opinion, or you insisted on sharing it with us.
Excuse me.
Do you know what I mean? Just interrupting the conversation there between me, Lauren, and Stephen Harris
I'll
in
just
the
go.
comments. Sorry, Chels. It was too much for my little brain to count to 3.
It's all right.
Please give me your opinion.
So my opinion obviously is agree. I don't want to sound like a hypocrite because I did say last week that he wasn't the man for the job to replace De Gea.
Okay.
However, like you just said, it doesn't take I don't think it takes an amazing show-stopping goalkeeper to win a league if you've got the back 4 in front of them that can obviously defend, which is ideal. Obviously he's won titles with Ajax, which is different, but he's won titles. He got to a Champions League final and to be honest, played a really, really good game against Man City.
He was unlucky on it.
He was brilliant, and that kind of gave everyone hope when we watched him that, oh my God, he's going to be amazing. So yeah, I don't think that we can put it past him. I think if we get the defence right, I think he's got every chance of winning a title with United, especially if we keep him for a few years.
So thank you for insisting
No
on giving
worries.
your opinion, because it spoke a lot of sense. The poll almost couldn't have been closer. This is like Brexit again.
God.
What the
Yes.
hell?
Is Onana title winning quality? Yes. Oh, it's actually gone closer. 50%.
Oh my God.
No, 50%.
Wow.
So that is literally 50-50.
50-50. Yeah, good.
I can read that. Oh no, it's just gone to no 51%.
Oh,
there you
who
go.
was that?
So the no just
Ruined it.
changed it. Over 100 people, 137 votes, 144 votes. The votes are coming in. It's now gone to no 53. So we'll move on, but we think he can. Just about. The viewers disagree. Get involved in the comments in the chat. Let us know what you think. I do get your point about sometimes you can win a title without being an amazing goalkeeper. I look back over the years, and I think more recently, look at Alisson Becker when he won it, and then Edison, very good goalkeepers. But if you look back a little bit further, Kasper Schmeichel, a good goalkeeper. Is he amazing?
No.
I don't think so. If you look at some of the ones that have won it sort of previously, David De Gea is obviously a very good goalkeeper when he won it last with Manchester United. That sort of stage in his career, David De Gea, I actually think he was still finding his feet. It was only his second season in the Premier League, but he obviously did well to win a title. Going back even further at United, I remember Fabian Barthez was a lunatic, and he won
What
a
an
title
absolute hero.
2003.
Loved him.
I know it's 20 odd years ago, but he was crazy, and he won a title. So it can be done, but I agree with what you said about a back 4. Right, let's talk about the back 4. Let's go to Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw is a title-winning player. He's capable of winning a title.
I don't like to do this.
Right, so
Who's the controversial one now?
I'm going to start with you, Chels. You said agree. You said you think Luke Shaw's good enough to win a title.
Yeah.
What makes you say that?
I think Shaw is probably the best English left back that we have currently, and I know he's got his injury problems, and I know obviously we've not seen him play for a while because he's been injured, and obviously he's, but I think on the whole, I think he offers everything that we need at left back. He's going forward, has improved massively. He's a great defender, and I just think if he can stay fit, I mean, right now obviously he ain't winning any leagues because he's not even playing, but I think if he can stay fit, I don't see any reason why he couldn't win a league. Because I think I think he's England's best left back.
It's fitness, innit? We can't end that poll for some reason as well. Me and producer Ethan have both been trying to end this poll, and it's just stuck on Onana. So that's probably going to be there for the rest of this video unless something changes. I don't know what's going on there. It's just a bit of a glitch. The thing with Luke Shaw is when he plays and on his day, usually he's arguably the best left back in the league.
Yep.
So that is a title-winning left back. But he is injured a lot, and sometimes his form can be a little bit erratic. What do you make? Because you disagreed, didn't you?
Yeah, I think that's why I've disagreed, because if we're talking about currently now, he is so injury prone. We barely saw him really last season, and again, he's not fit again start of this season. That's a big worry for me. If you want players who are going to be winning titles, we can't be missing them half the season. How do you I am not disputing his talent and his skill. I think he genuinely, when he's fit and on his, I hate the saying on his day, he is, as you say, England's best left back, but he's too injury prone. So there's no way I can stand there and say, or sit here and say that he can win a title for us, because when do I know when he's going to play?
Yeah.
I get your point. I do. I get both your points. I think the only way, obviously, he would be, you could say he's good enough, is if he could stay fit, because he's injured so often. We saw it in Erik ten Hag's first season, 47 games in all competitions. I know that off the top of my head because we spoke about it a lot, which is decent. But I think that's his joint best ever season. I think it might even be since he's been at United. We know he had that obviously horrific injury under Lee
I think
Van
it's just
Gaal.
not been the same since that injury.
Yeah, but you know, he doesn't play enough games. That's the worry I have with Luke Shaw. Is he capable of winning a title? Yes. Will he win a title at Manchester United? I'm not so sure he will. I think this might be his last season.
Yeah.
But I hope he proves me wrong and he smashes it and all the rest of it. We can't do a poll, so get involved in the chat and the comments. Let us know what you think. Do you think Luke Shaw is capable of winning a title? I'm saying he can win a title. BM says Onana is mid. Let's be real, he's still talking about that. I think there might be a bit of an issue with the chat as well. Everything seems to have gone wrong with the chat, which we're going to try and fix somehow. But yeah, the new chat's not coming through. I'm going to try and get off that, and then we'll try and sort of get involved in it. Still keep getting involved in the comments, and we'll try and fix that little gremlin in the machine. But for the sort of time being, we're saying between the three of us, 2 are saying yes. One, Lauren, you're saying no, which even though I've disagreed with, I do get your point. It's obvious why you're saying that, because injuries have played a massive part in Luke Shaw's career. And I think if he'd have stayed fit, I'm not saying United wouldn't have won a title, but you look at his career, it's weird, isn't it? Because like, you know, in 2018, Ashley Young was getting in the team ahead of him. And Ashley Young went to the World Cup as England's left back, ahead of Luke Shaw, who wasn't even in the United team, certainly not in the England squad. And it's just little things like that which were a little bit strange. Right, yeah, we can't. It's just so annoying this, but on the chat and the comments, I don't know what's going on there. Right, let's move on. Let's talk about Lisandro Martinez. Is Lisandro Martinez? Oops, excuse me. Capable. I'm going to say Lisandro Martinez is a title-winning defender.
Agree.
Easiest agree.
You will have.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think he is. I think he can win a title. I think if he stays fit, he could be key for Manchester United. We've seen him obviously win titles at Ajax. Again, you can't look too much into that. He did play his part in Argentina winning the World Cup. I know he didn't play in the final, but I think he played 120 minutes in the quarters. I think he played 5 appearances during that tournament, so you can't just ignore that. A very, very good defender, good on the ball, can read the game well, is a bit of a leader. I don't want to labour the point here, especially because we can't get into the comments, but I will ask you, Chels, just your thoughts on it. Why do you think he can?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, he's got the accolades. He's won the World Cup, he's won the Copa America, he's won the title with Ajax. He's won the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup with us. Like, he is a winner, and I do think he is one of our best players. I think again, I feel like a topic of conversation is if he can stay fit, but fingers crossed, we're over it now. I think he is our best defender, and say we win the title. I know you want to talk about right now, but just because obviously we're not going to win the title this year. Let's be honest. I mean, we might, but I'd be doubtful. But say we've got him in a few years' time, I think he would be front and centre in a title-winning team for us. So yeah, that's why I think he would.
Jim Mack says Martinez will win at least one with United. I hope so. I've been saying, I said that about
many players.
Pogba, Zlatan. I think I said it. Well, I didn't say it about Zlatan. I said it about Pogba. I've said it about Bruno. But so far, it's not happening. You agree?
Yeah.
Chelsea makes a great point there about Martinez. I mean, he's so important to this team, and he's been so good since he's come in. And obviously, the injury last season was devastating. But even then, the fact he came back in time for the cup final proved vital.
That's it. I think for me with Martinez, it's the mentality as well, and the leadership. When you watch him on the pitch, he's screaming at his back four where to go.
Yeah.
Like, he knows what positions he needs players to be in, and he has that leadership role. And again, the mentality. He's got the ability. We know that. but ability can only take you so far sometimes, because you need that mentality to get you through and become a winner. You could be one of the most talented players in the world, but if you've not got that mentality to be a winner, you're never going to get there. And he genuinely is the full package, and I'll stand by that. And I really enjoy watching him on the pitch. He will 100%, if he stays with us, if we keep him and nurture him and, don't kind of ruin him.
Don't United him.
Yeah, basically. I think he genuinely has the potential, and we can build a defence around him. Yeah. We can build a success around him, I think, because of he is the full package.
Good things come in small packages.
Correct.
Very profound. Unfortunately, there seems to be an issue with the chat. I don't think people can get onto the chat, and we can't obviously get your opinion on it, and we can't do a poll. We can just give you our opinion on it, but do hit that like button as well and keep trying. I don't know what's going on there. It seems to be gremlins in the machine. It's a YouTube issue, not an us issue by the looks of things. But yeah, 3 of us say Lisandro Martinez is good enough to win a title. Why not? Right, Matthias de Ligt is a title-winning player, or is capable of winning a title, I should say.
Hey.
So we all agree on that. Now, he's had a bit of a time of it, hasn't he, away with the Netherlands?
Yes.
He was blamed for, I think, the goal against Bosnia, was it? And Herzegovina. Then he got stick for the goal against Germany, or the German goal, I should say. Was it Undav who scored? And then people question him, I think, about Kimmich's goal as well. It seems... okay, I can understand. I think it was a bit sloppy one of his passes, but it seems like everyone's piled in on him.
Because he's a United player now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that what I'm going to start with you, Lauren. So did we all agree? We all agreed he's a title-winning player. I think chats are coming through as well, by the way, people. So do get involved, because loads of people are just coming in. Marcus says Van Dijk gets no criticism. He doesn't, does he? But he criticised de Ligt. Do you think, just quickly on that international thing, do you think it's just because United players scrutiny there, or do you think he did?
Yeah, I think it happens all the time. Yeah. I think it's so easy to, dogging United players because the media do it, pundits do it, they all do it. I'm not trying to be all woe is us United players, but it's true. But I think with de Ligt, from what we've seen, before him signing for United, and I think even just watching him on the pitch for United, again, I'm noticing the leadership from him already, and that's what you need in a back four. So he's got that strong leadership again, that mentality. So yeah, I genuinely hope and think he is, but there has been a lot of times where we've hyped someone up and it's not worked.
I know what you mean.
So I don't want to get clipped.
It's weird, isn't it? You get sort of jaded, don't you? We've put another poll in. Now we're able to put polls in. Is de Ligt title winning quality? Yes, so far say 67%. No, that's just gone up to 89 as I was speaking there. Yes, say 90% now. No, say 10%. So we'll get back into that. Chels, you said you agree.
I agree.
He's capable of winning a title.
Yeah.
What is it in his sort of ability or the way he plays or whatever it is that makes you think that he's a title-winning player?
Yeah, so again, obviously, I've said before, he is a big presence at centre-back, and I feel like you need leaders back there. I feel like we've had a lot of defenders recently in recent years that haven't had that kind of defensive presence and that leadership kind of qualities at the back, which I think is quite important. Again, he has won titles before. He's won the league with Bayern Munich. He's won the league with Ajax. He's a very solid defender, and I agree with Lauren. I do think he has been. I think he will get more stick playing for United because everyone loves to hate us, and that's just what it is. But I would like to see a team or a defence built around a partnership of Martinez and de Ligt if they can both stay fit. Yep. And again, I could see that 100% the title winning defence.
Good point. T2 the Izzo makes a great point. He says de Ligt has won league titles everywhere he's gone. Mm-hmm. He's the first player on this list who's won a title in every club he's been at. Yeah. Every club, from Ajax onwards. So shown great potential already. If they have half the impacts that Rio and Vidic have. Oh, sorry, I've mixed up 2 comments there. He's a leader and he's the type of player that could career others to titles. Yeah, he is. Brian Casey says de Ligt and Martinez partnership has shown great potential already. If they have half the impact that Rio and Vidic have, then we can win the lot. Excited for it. Yeah, I like de Ligt. I saw it against Liverpool where he was constantly talking to the players around him. He was a captain of Ajax when he was a teenager. Mm-hmm. He's won titles everywhere. So what if he's had a a bit of a stinker for the Netherlands that was probably overstated anyway.
And
Yeah.
who cares?
Who
What?
gives
It's natural
a toss? And that's not just me being anti-Dutch. I don't care if, you know, people lose
anti-international football,
like,
so I don't care.
I've not got over the dartboards of David Beckham, so I'm
Exactly.
Yeah.
in the chat, in the poll, it's 88% say yes, 12% say no. Yeah, he's a class player, and hopefully we'll see the best of him sooner rather than later. Diogo Dalot.
I'm already ready.
Diogo Dalot can win a title at Manchester United. Oh, I feel like me and you are the positive ones, aren't we? So
Would you really
again, why'd you hate Dalot? Why'd you hate all these United players?
No,
Well,
I don't hate him, but he causes my hair to go grey
really?
prematurely a lot of the time.
Jesus, well, it's about first world problems.
I know.
To be able to moan about my hair.
You don't know what that's like, do you?
No, I've not known that since the 90s. Go on.
I think with Dalot, he's inconsistent for me.
Right.
He will have an absolute blinder of a game,
Yeah.
and I will love him.
Yeah.
And then he will have the biggest stinker
Yep.
you've ever seen.
Okay.
And that, for me, is not winning titles because it's like 50-50 with stinkers and like sublime games.
Do
Like,
you think?
obviously you don't with that tone.
Right.
Do you think?
I'm back at school. Do you think? I didn't mean it like that. But I think 50-50 is a bit harsh. I think, and I understand your point.
55,
The lads that I
45.
stand with at Old Trafford, there's a few of them that have got it in for Dalot. He winds them up. But I like Diogo Dalot. I think he's a good player. And I think he kind of ended the argument about whether it was him and Wan-Bissaka, and I loved Aaron Wan-Bissaka, and I still do. But I think going forward and defensively, he's pretty solid. I do. And I think, I understand he can do things that I go, what the fuck? Why have you done that? Like the Bournemouth game when he didn't pull it back for Rasmus Hojlund still gives me nightmares. But on the whole, I think he's a good fullback. And I think, if we're being brutally honest, we've seen teams win titles with players like of his calibre.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's because they were probably around a better team.
Okay. I understand the point. Yeah, I understand.
We're talking individually.
You know, Danny Simpson did have Wes Morgan next to him, didn't he? So you make a good point there.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, get involved in the chat and the comments. Diogo Dalot, he's actually quite high. It's 76% think he's yes.
Wow.
No, it's 23%. 24%, I should say. Yeah, quick maths. It changed as I was talking. Chels, what's your opinion on Diogo Dalot?
You know what? I think Dalot has majorly stepped up the last couple of seasons. I think he's probably my most improved player from the last couple of seasons. I think he's really stepped up when he's needed to. And yeah, I think he gets. I think he does get too much slander. I think he is a good player. I think going forward he's so promising. I think defensively even he's improved so much. And I don't see why he couldn't win a league, because at the minute I don't think and we'll get on to that, I don't think our problem is defence. I think our problem is midfield, which we'll go on to. But I think he's got every. And like I said, he does have his games. He does have his off games. But yeah, no, I think he is generally a really good player.
Yeah.
With his off days. But
Okay. Yeah, no, I think almost every player has off days in this team, don't they? Well, every player does have off days, not almost. Every single one of them, quite consistently.
Yeah.
So I do get your point. Yeah, Dalot, it's a funny one. Get involved in the chat in the comments. Marcus says, what do you guys expect from a fullback that he doesn't give? I think that at times he can. My criticism of Dalot is at times his sort of decision making can let him down a little bit. And I love Diogo Dalot. I think he's a good guy. But I don't want to be too harsh on him. Right, let's move on because we need to whiz through some of these. Bruno Fernandes is capable of winning a title. He's a title-winning player. Oh, the wrong one. That was
that was controversial.
Agree. I think out of everyone we've got in this team, Bruno Fernandes is the one I think is capable of winning a title. I think you could swap him with Bernardo Silva or someone at City. I don't think there'd be a drop-off. I think he's that good. I think if he had better players around him, he probably would have won a title already. Especially look at his first two seasons. The numbers he was putting up were Paul Scholes and his numbers in terms of numbers, not performances. I mean, it was basically goal or assist. I think it was almost every game at one point.
Yeah.
So, did everyone agree or did you?
Yeah, but I still think like his biggest demise, a lot of people do say, is his whinging, his whining, the way he goes down. Like, I love Bruno, but there is a part of me that I'm like, if he played for another team, I would hate him. But it does annoy me as well. And like, I think he's more than capable enough to win a title, but that could be his own demise.
Right.
Is his attitude when he goes down or like he's whining that can, because then it'll put him in a slump sometimes and put him in a little bit of a funk, and then he doesn't play as well because he's in a bit of a mood. But skillfully, and the player he is, he's unbelievable, and he can 100% win a title.
Get involved in the chat in the comments, and I think if we got a poll up for that one, or is Fernandes title winning quality? 84% say yes. Marcus says better players can't play well with him, and his qualities don't work well in a good team. Chels, what do you reckon?
Yeah, I think Bruno is, again, he's another one of them players that if we win the league, he would be front and centre. Obviously, he is captain, which helps on that. But yeah, I feel like since we signed Bruno, in my opinion, I think Bruno is the best player we've signed in a long, long time. And I think there isn't many times when he doesn't play because he has, touch wood, stayed very injury free for us, which has been obviously brilliant. And I think we do miss him when those times that we don't have him. I think he offers a lot in midfield. He scores a lot of goals. He has done. He's obviously a lot of assists. But then again, I do agree that his whinge, because he's kind of like our Bernardo Silva, like he's just a whinging, diving, which does annoy me. But I still love him, and I still think he has got that quality to win a league.
I also think people forget he might win, he might go down, he never gets injured.
Oh no,
that's what I mean.
No, but that's what annoys me more.
He's unreal, isn't it?
That's what annoys me more.
At least
because he's not
down,
injured, he's not hurt. He's just crying.
I don't mind it, to be honest with you. It doesn't bother me. Right, I'm not going to do a guy because we've not seen him kick a ball for you now. Let's do Casemiro. Right, Casemiro. All right, Casemiro is capable of winning a title with Manchester United. We all disagree. 5-time Champions League winner, Casemiro.
That really, 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 really hurts.
Yeah.
I can't even tell you how much that hurt to put that up. But, oh Christ alive, like, is the first season we signed him, I'll tell you what,
oh no.
he could do anything to me and I'd say thank you.
Right.
He could stomp on my head, I'd say thank you, because I thought, we've got Casemiro here.
Yeah.
But last season, he's just slow. The faults he makes is just very unfortunate. He's done, I think, and that is so unfortunate.
Chels, do you agree?
Yeah, no, I'm the same. Again, obviously, you can't deny all the things he's achieved in his career. Like, he was once an absolutely fantastic player, and I still think he has got it in him.
Yeah.
But again, he's older now. He's slower. He's not got the legs. He can't run. He's making more and more errors, and I can't see him. We need a bit more energy in midfield, and I can't see him being that kind of central to midfield anymore for us winning a league. So yeah, I think it's sad because I love him, but no, I don't think he will.
No, I think the comments are all saying it. We can all see that this is a great player who's probably fell off a little bit. Is he capable of still doing a job for Manchester United? Maybe a bit further up the pitch is what Gary Neville was saying on the overlap the other day. He might have a point there. We saw it in the first few games where he's a bit further up and he can still pick a pass. Defensively, though, he's all over the gaff, as we saw against Liverpool, and it wasn't just a Liverpool game. We saw it at the back end of last season.
Because he's slower, so he makes them last-ditch tackles because he can't keep up.
Yeah, he does do that a lot, and he does slide in a lot, and I'm still not over the one against Crystal Palace. Don't want to labour the point. We don't think Casemiro's up, so I don't want to keep sticking the knife in on the guy. Hopefully he'll prove us wrong and win a title this season. Kobbie Mainoo is good enough to win a title. I could hear you saying
that was a bit scary. That was touch and go for a minute.
I'm just quickly, the Casemiro one was no 78, yes 21. That's the maths that they've done on the poll, so don't blame me. You seemed a little bit tentative. And listen, I'm not going to put words in my mouth, but I understand that we are like, I won't say overhyping because he's class.
Yeah,
but he's
brilliant.
19. He made his Premier League debut in November.
Yeah.
And we're talking about him being ready to win a title. I understand all that. Is this where you was a little bit reluctant?
Yeah.
Or you see something and you think you're not quite sure?
Don't get me wrong, I think he's absolutely fantastic. And I think, again, in years' time, I think he will be an integral part of the team, and he is now. I just think the thing that worries me a little bit now is because he's only 19, you don't want to put... I'm scared that the whole weight of everything is going to get on his shoulders a little bit. And that, obviously, like I said, he's a young kid, and you don't want to burn someone out so young who is so promising. But that being said, he is absolutely fantastic. I think he has been one of our standout players recently. So why not? I mean, age is just a number, and why can he not win the league?
Lauren?
I agree straight away, but I am scared that we'll do it where we do burn him out at such a young age. He shouldn't be someone at 19 years of age that we are playing week in, week out, every single game.
Relying on.
He is more than capable and has the skill to do it, but you've got to think about the longevity of it, and the way we are playing him currently worries me. But I think if we're talking about this season, he can absolutely win us a title, but I'm just scared for the longevity of it. But I agree, he can 100% win us a title.
I do get your point, because he does play a lot of minutes. It's not just games, he plays a lot of minutes, doesn't he, as well. Also, the fact he's an England regular now, he went to the Euros final with them, and he forced his way into that team because of how good he was. He was third choice, one behind Trent Alexander-Arnold, then Conor Gallagher, and then he got in the team and stayed there because of his performances. I love Mainoo. I think he's class. I get the argument about he's only 19, but Ryan Giggs was in the team from the age of 18 onwards for 22 years.
Rooney.
Some players are just, they're built that way.
Just hope he is, because I feel like Marcus is kind of, we got into this last week, but I think we've overplayed Marcus because he was forced into the team.
Yeah.
So young,
We didn't have a choice but to play him, and he had the weight on his shoulders.
Yeah.
And it's kind of...
I think I get your point.
The age a bit earlier.
Yeah, I think we need to push. I
Mm.
think with games like against Barnsley and FC20 and all that, that's your opportunity to rest Mainoo.
Yeah.
If I saw him starting both of those games, I'd be fuming.
100%.
Because I'd be like, what are we doing here? If we have to rely on a 19-year-old to beat Barnsley, we've got issues. So hopefully he can get some rest. But certainly in the league, I think he's capable of winning a title. I think he's different class, and his performances show that. Get involved in the chat and the comments. Yes, by the way, he says 90% yes. 90% yes, is title winning quality, 10% no. A few people sort of still talk about Casemiro. Liago says Cobby ain't at 6. I think you're right, I think he's an 8. Let's talk about the attack. We're not going to go into Mason Mount, Agate, and Toby Collier, because I think there's enough. We've not seen enough of any of them.
No.
Even Mason Mount, we've barely seen him. So let's move on. Marcus Rashford. Marcus Rashford is a title winning player. He's capable of winning a title. I don't know, I'm 50-50. I'm going to go that. Actually, if we got here, I don't know. No, do you know what? I'm going to go. I have to say what I'm seeing at the minute, because we said we're not going to do potential. Otherwise, Lenny Yoro will be in there.
Yeah.
And at the minute, I ain't seen the 30 goal a season Marcus Rashford. If we had this conversation 2 seasons ago, my answer would be agree.
Yeah.
But at the minute, I'm seeing a player who's got his moments. We saw those 2 chances he created against Liverpool, which should have been goals. But also, he isn't playing as well as we know Marcus Rashford can. So if we're going to talk about what I'm witnessing right now, the way he's playing is not a title-winning attacker. And also, you look at Marcus, you need goals and assists from him. And he ain't got any this season. And again, he's been a bit unlucky with some of the chances created. But you have to sort of be honest. And my message would be, prove me wrong, because I love him.
Oh yeah.
But he's fell off, and you talk about the weight of the world on his shoulders. I mean, the guy looks absolutely just devastated to play football, and it's sad to see. You did agree?
I agreed.
Why did you think he's title winning?
So I think he is more than capable. I think I kind of went quite literally in the question. I think he is more than capable of winning a title. From what we've seen, he is a very, very, very good player, and I think he is capable. However, that's kind of why I went like this a little bit. And because right now, if we were to go for a title this year, he wouldn't be part of the title winning team. But it's hard because he is. It's just hard because, like we've seen, we've a lot of pressure's been on him. We've seen how well he can play, and we've seen he was United's future. He was the next big thing, and it is just disappointing to see that right now that's not what we're getting for him. But I do believe he is capable. He just needs to get back to what he was. Yeah,
I think that I agree with that. I think if you'd have seen Marcus that we know is the Marcus we can see, we'd have seen that in the first few games. I'd have said, yeah. I think at the minute though, what I'm seeing and what I saw last season and I've seen a little bit this season as well, is just a player just doesn't look happy and isn't performing anywhere near the levels he can. On the plus side though, he has been training with Ryan Hopper, RH, who we've had on the channel quite a lot. If he can get the best out of, if anyone can get the best out of him, it's him.
Yeah.
You disagreed. You said similar to myself. Was it?
Well, a lot of people know my thoughts and opinions on Rashford. I just don't think he even wants it.
Right. Okay.
Like I don't think he wants to be at United anymore. Like you were saying, doesn't look happy. I don't think he is happy. And somewhat, if you're talking about a player who's going to win the league for you, it's not someone who doesn't want to be there. And unfortunately, that looks like Rashford. So no, I don't think he can win the league for us, and I don't think his demeanour on the pitch is a player that will win a title for you. So no.
Even in that season when he scored all those goals, I think it was 17 league goals, you still need others to step up as well when you're putting those numbers up. And if you're not putting those numbers up,
you've got no one.
Yeah, there's no one else. Then it just becomes a complete shambles. I don't know if that is playing any part in it. There's just so many sort of ways we can look at it. We've all, we've all given our thoughts. 59% say no, they don't think he's up to it. Prove them all wrong, including me, Marcus.
Yeah,
Get back
please.
to winning ways, smash it, and bring title number 21, because he is a kid who's come from the academy. And if he ends up staying at United for the next few years, he could be at United for like 12 years.
Yeah.
And to not win a title would just be almost criminal. Rasmus Hojlund is capable of winning a title.
Give me a sec. Oh, sorry.
Disagree. Agree, sorry.
Yeah,
love Hojlund, great young player. Right now, though, he's still in his infancy for me. And I think if we have this conversation in a couple of years, definitely, I think he scored, is it 12 Premier League goals? Is it he scored to his name?
Something like that.
Yeah.
So I think we have to be realistic. Do we know if he's there yet? If there was a don't know, I think I'd go with that.
Yeah.
Because he could lead the line in a title-winning team.
100%.
We've seen like Roberto Firmino, someone like that, win a title without banging him in every week. But he had great players around him. We haven't obviously got that. But just go back to Hojlund. Is he there yet? Probably not for me. I know I said we didn't want to make this just about potential. Otherwise, you'd have, you could put the likes of Toby Collier and Lenny Yoro in there.
Exactly.
You don't know, do you? Chels, you do think he's a title-winning player already, in terms of his ability, or?
Yeah, more towards yes, maybe not 100% yes. I think if he gets the service, I think he can be, and I'm not. But before anyone says, I'm not saying he is like Haaland, because he's not. But he is a Haaland type player, and those kind of strikers need the service. And I don't feel like he's getting the service. I feel like when it was last season when he had a consecutive run of scoring goals in a few consecutive games, and he was really impressing me, and he was getting that service, and he was really, really filling me with a lot of hope. And I think if we can continue to get in that service, and I think from midfield, to improve that midfield and get him to get them goals, I think when he gets his chances, he takes them. So I could, again, it is more towards agreeing than disagree. I wouldn't say it's 100%, but I think he could win a league 100%.
Yeah, I think he could. I definitely agree with
I
that.
can see it.
I just think we're talking about it now. We said, didn't we? We're going to talk about it now. Are these players, do you think they're capable of winning a title right now? I'm probably say the jury's out for Hojlund, because he went all those games without a goal. He's injured at the minute.
Yeah.
He didn't have the greatest in the Euros, did he? I know the Euros doesn't say much about Premier League, but he was getting quite a lot of stick for missing some chances, and I feel like we're still waiting to see how this is going to pan out.
I think I'm waiting for his positioning isn't as great as what it needs to be for the player he's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Someone will be putting, whoever it is, will be putting some brilliant crosses in, but he's about a yard or two out. He's just not quite there yet, and I don't know whether it's because first season you're not completely gelled with your team yet, and then obviously this season he's injured, but I don't know whether it's because he needs to gel a little bit more, or he just needs to get used to the pace. But he's a fast enough player, I'm just waiting on that correct positioning for the player he's supposed to be, because I'm not seeing it at the minute.
I think if and when Rashford kind of finds his feet again as well, I think that can help. It could improve Hojlund. I think it kind of goes hand in hand. But again, that needs to happen first.
Yeah, I do feel for Hojlund. Get involved in the chat in the comments. Solo, good to see him, says disagree, will not take United to the next level. Miles says, I don't know, it was a conversation about Alison then. Marcus Stevens says, are we asking right now, or can they help bring a title in a couple of years? We're talking about now. Are these players ready now? And I think the vast majority of them probably aren't, because there's a lot of youngsters there, or players who aren't quite reaching the potential. There's a few that are. We'll go through the list in a minute. On that vote, 63% say yes, he's title winning quality. 37% say no. The last one is one of my favourite players, and not just because he was very nice to my son when he met him, but because he's a very exciting young attacker. Yeah. But I'm going to say Alejandro Garnacho is good enough to win a title right now. Yeah. We've all done disagree. He's still a youngster. What is he? 19, 20, I think.
Very young.
Like, a phenomenally talented player. He's only 20. He's not long been 20. Well, a few months been 20. Lauren, is this just a case of he's not quite there yet, but there's every chance in a few years he will be?
Yeah, I think that he's not quite there yet. There's massive potential. And when you watch him, you see especially like the fans' reaction in the ground, where if he's not playing and things like that, people want to see him, and he is so exciting. He's such an exciting player, but I think in a way he can be too excited. I know that shouldn't be a negative, but I think he kind of not tries too hard. I don't want to say that, but can be. I don't know how to explain it.
Go on, you're all right.
I'm trying. Like, it gets too excited where it's kind of a little bit like he'll just ping the cross in or he'll shoot, and because he wants to do well, and that's what I want to see in a player. But it's just that kind of lack of experience at the moment. Where, and it will come, it definitely will come, because you can see, like, when he's on the pitch, something will come from him. Yeah. I'm happy to take Rashford off to bring him on, because I feel, or I'm happy to take Rashford off and keep Garnacho on, should I say, because I feel like there's going to be more coming from Garnacho, because he'll just try everything. Yeah. So it's a negative and a positive. He'll try everything, and quite a lot of it won't come off, but he'll be trying it, and something will come off.
Yeah. No, listen, I think, what do you reckon, Chelsea? Sorry, I'll go to you before I give my opinion.
Yeah, again, it's very similar to Lauren. Not right now, but I think he has got every bit of, talent and kind of star power to be that player. I think, like I said last week, I would still play him now personally over Rashford, the way Rashford is at the minute. But like I said, not right now, but he is very, very promising. One of the most promising youngsters we've had in a long time. So
yeah, at the academy you could see it. He played his part obviously in that FA Youth Cup win. His goals, and there's no denying how phenomenal he is. And you see the way he sort of came in. I think he played, was it 29 games on a spin? He started last season. Again, another one who's in danger of being overused a little bit. In the future, I definitely think he's capable. He's capable now of, City could have him on the bench if they're going to win a title, or Arsenal could, and he could come on and he could get a few goals and he'd be part of a title-winning team. Yeah. But starting every week right now, probably not. But I'm hoping and I expect him to kick on, and I think eventually he will be a title-winning player at Manchester United. Is Garnacho title-winning quality? Yes, 60% in the poll. No, 40% in the poll. We're going to run through it all now. So we went through the sort of the first 11. Obviously, there's other players like Xerxes and Dalot and Mount and Ugarte that we didn't get into, and Yoro and Evans and all those players. But we tried to stick what we think is probably the first choice 11. You may disagree slightly. Obviously, Ugarte is probably going to come in for Casemiro, but we haven't watched him in United shirt yet, so it's a bit silly to start predicting that one. So Onana, is he title-winning quality? The studio, us three said yes. The chat said no. Then we had a bit of a gremlin in the machine, so we didn't have any polls. So it was Shaw and Martinez. We all said, well, collectively the majority said yes, they can win a title. With Ligt, the poll said yes, and we said yes. Dalot, the poll said yes, we said yes, but Lauren definitely didn't. Bruno, the poll said yes, and we said yes. Casemiro, both the polls and us said no, he's not capable. Mainoo, yes, it was a 90% vote in the polls, and we all unanimously said he's capable of winning a title, even though he's only 19 years old. Yep. Marcus, the poll said no, and we said no. Hojlund, we said no, and the chat said yes, he can. And with Garnacho, it was the same again. We said no, but the poll said yes, he is. Whichever way you look at it, I think it's obvious right now that this is still a team that is developing. This is still a team that's got some way to go to challenge the likes of Manchester City and Liverpool and Arsenal at the top of that table. Pains me to say it, but I just think it is. And I think a lot depends on that attack for me. If that attack finds its feet, and if they all start scoring goals, then we can challenge for a title right now.
Yeah, but it's just so disjointed. Yeah. It's like you say, like the front three. It's like three separate players. It's not a team. at the minute.
Glenn F, sorry, I can't see your chat, Glenn. Just send me again because there was a bit of an issue with the stream, so send your chat again. I mean, look, if it was up to me, Dalot would start, by the way.
Yeah,
I'd have him in over.
Oh, God, yeah.
I think he's class, Amad Diallo. So, just Marcus made a good point here. Ask about the gaffer. We'll do that one. Erik ten Hag.
Okay.
Right now, Erik ten Hag, is he... When we say right now, he's not going to develop. Is he capable of winning a Premier League title? I say Erik ten Hag is capable of winning a Premier League title. That's no, right. So disagree. Do you know how hard I'm going to get clips up after that loss at Southampton this weekend? And he gets sacked.
Ready for it.
And it's like 3 days ago, James said he was going to win the league.
Now he's been sacked.
Yeah. Listen, I'm like, what they call Jack and Rose on the Titanic. I've said ten Hag in, he's the man for the job, and I'm not deviating from that ever.
Ten Hag's Rose holding your hand, just letting you go.
You know what I mean? I am Jack frozen to death there. Hey, I am saying it's going to be okay, don't worry. Yeah, I'm just carrying on me.
I've always backed him. I've had my dad in my ear going, no, he's not right. Blah, blah, blah. Said it for ages. I've had my boss going, should have gone in October. And I've said, no, keep him. We're not a revolving door. Keep him. Yep. You know, he's got 2 trophies. Yeah, but I'm just not seeing the progression on the pitch. The substitutions, I'm just worried, and I think that's what it is. My hope's gone.
Yeah, no, I'm the same. I don't think he's
gone.
I don't think he's like potentially maybe not a title-winning manager, but I think if we're talking about right now, I think right now he makes a lot of questionable decisions, a lot of questionable substitutions, a lot of questionable team selections sometimes, and I just think he's not got it right. I mean, I'd like to see myself do a better job, but right now, I don't think he could win us a league. I don't know. It's hard. I'd like to see him win a league. I would love to. I love the man, but can he do it realistically right now?
That's a controversial opinion. I'd like to see the United manager win a league. You can keep them outrageous opinions to yourself coming on this channel.
No, but he's a lovely man. He's a lovely man. He's not one of them man.
He's a lovely man.
He's a lovely man. He's harmless.
Listen, I can't describe to you how much I wanted Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to win a title.
Yeah,
if it was just about desire and pining and wanting,
I would have given every limb on my body.
I've never wanted anything as much as I wanted Ole to lift that title. And at one point for about a week, it looked like it was going to happen. Hey, but it didn't. So I get your point. Like, we want him to succeed. I still think he will. The chat is as deluded as I am. Is ten Hag capable of winning a Premier League title? Yes, 68%. No, 32%. It has been a great debate, a great chat.
It has.
And it's good to see that we still keep the faith, despite the evidence in front of our eyes. Despite the
Why
fact,
are you looking at me?
No, you've been quite level-headed, to be fair.
For once.
Do you know what I mean? I think between the three of us, it's probably me. I've been the worst one for backing everyone almost until we got to the attackers. Thanks for everyone who got involved in the chat. Glenn F says 100% yes. I think we'll talk about ten Hag. I mean, Verma says back the bald. Jim Mack says Erik ten Hag for 21. We'll have to wait and see. Like Chels says, we'd love to see it. Will we see it though? Been a good chat. Go and check out these guys on social media. You'll see it. They've been tagged in to our Instagram post. You know where to find me as well. We're going to be back later on tonight. We're going to have Paddock Live or Transfers Live. Is it Transfers Live, Eve, or is it Paddock? It's Paddock Live now because the transfer window is shut. So we're going to be talking about loads of different subjects. There's still a bit of transfer news because it could, players could come or go if they're part of a league a league where the transfer window is still open is coming in from. So we're getting into that. So make sure you are hitting like, share, and subscribe. That's been Chels. That's been Lauren. I've been Jay. This has been Agree or Disagree. Thanks for watching.